Hello there and welcome to Flower Start. I'm so pleased you're going to be joining me on this 4-week flower arranging class. I thought you'd find it really useful if I set out what materials you needed for each of the projects, so you can either start shopping now or have a look around at home and see what you've already got. First of all, you're going to need a pair of scissors. These could be florist scissors like mine, which are really tough and hard wearing, or you could use scissors from your kitchen drawer. Just beware though that if you're cutting really tough stems, you may find you break the screw in your scissors and you'll need to replace them. You might also need some secateurs. These aren't vital though, but if you have got particularly woody stems, they're really great at cutting through them. For the first project we're going to create, you're going to need a straight-sided vase. This could be cylindrical like mine, or a cube shape. Whatever you choose, make sure it's reasonably large. Mine's about a hand height tall and about a hand height across as well. You could use a pickle jar or something like that, but a jam jar is probably going to be a bit too small. For this first project, you're also going to need some floristry tape, and you can buy this as thick tape or as a thinner variety as well. And if you haven't got tape to hand and if you don't want to make a special purchase, you might have some of this washi tape in your crafting drawer. Week 2, we're going to make an arrangement in a vintage teacup and saucer. Well, it doesn't need to be vintage, but any teacup and saucer will do. For the second project, you're also going to need some flower foam, which is sold in these blocks. You need to look out for the green foam, the foam that will take up water to keep your flowers alive. There's also another type of foam that's used for arranging dried flowers and silk flowers, and that's got a grey, browny colour and a very much rougher texture, so don't buy that one. You'll also need a knife to cut your foam to size. I use an old table knife. For your week 3 arrangement, you need to have a jug. I'd suggest you make sure it's a bigger container than the one you use for your week 1 arrangement, and also that it's opaque, that you can't see inside where your stems are going to be. And for our final arrangement, we're going to be making a hand-tie posy, and all you'll need for this, flowers and greenery, plus some string or raffia to tie your stems together. And I hope you will join me for the bonus lesson right at the end of the course, and I'll show you how to gift wrap your tied posy. And for this you'll need a sheet of brown paper and some cellophane. It doesn't need to be brown paper, it could be tissue paper or a pretty sheet of wrapping paper. Just make sure though that it's not too thick, otherwise you'll find it really difficult to work with. So what I've got here is some brown paper with little dots on it, which I saved from the supermarket bunch of flowers. I've laid it out flat and given it a very light iron. And I also saved a sheet of cellophane from the same bunch of flowers. And again, I've laid it out flat and just peeled off the label that was telling me how much my flowers cost. And last but not least, of course, you're going to need some flowers. So week by week, it'll be 4 bunches of flowers. And in fact, I asked you to do a mini project right at the beginning of the course. So you'll need another bunch of flowers for that. So 5 bunches of flowers to see you through the whole course. You might decide to buy your flowers from the local supermarket, from your farmer's market or your florist, or perhaps you've got a beautiful garden and you can cut stems direct from your garden. It's really handy as well if you can get hold of some greenery. Now the florist will be able to sell you greenery, but it will be as expensive as your flower heads. You might strike lucky with a supermarket bunch as well and find bits of greenery inside. And of course, if you've got a garden, you have lots of greenery to hand. But if you haven't got any greenery, don't worry. Just buy more flowers. So that's all from me at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time.